Hello, boys and girls. Welcome once again to Storytime with grannMaPat. Today we're going to have a story and it's called Squashed in the Middle. It was written by Elizabeth Winthrop and the beautiful pictures or illustrations were done by Pat Cummings. And this is Squashed in the Middle. The little girl's name is Daisy. And Daisy is squashed right in the middle of her noisy family. She had one older sister and one younger brother. And here's Daisy and her family. Everybody talked to Daisy, they talked about Daisy, and they even talked right over Daisy's head. But when Daisy talked, nobody listened to Daisy. And here's her family. And everybody's talking, but when Daisy talks, nobody listens or hears anything she has to say. Ooh. Rosa was Daisy's new friend, and she lived right next door. Daisy, will you come sleep over at my house? Her friend Rosa said one afternoon. Daisy's mother said, Daisy has never slept over anyone's house before. And then Daisy said, I slept at Grandma's house. But her mother did not hear her. And here's Daisy and her friend talking with her mom. She won't go anywhere without her stuffed duck, said her brother. She'll come home in the middle of the night, said her know-it-all sister. No, I won't, said Daisy, but nobody heard Daisy. Maybe they're right, thought Daisy. This is Daisy. She's thinking about what everybody says about her, but nobody listens to her. Daisy ran to her room and she hid in her closet. And a little bit later, her friend Rosa knocked on the door. Let me hear you knock. Can you knock again? And Rosa whispered, Daisy, open up. What did Rosa say? Daisy, open up. And Daisy said, Is anybody else there? And Rosa said, No, just me. Daisy opened the door. I want to spend the night at your house, Daisy told Rosa. And Rosa said, I'll help you get ready. So this is Daisy and Rosa. Daisy's about to come out of the closet now so she can get ready. They packed Daisy's nightgown and her pink and green toothbrush and her stuffed duck. I'm going to spend the night at Rosa's house, Daisy told her family. But nobody listened. And here she is. She's picking out all the things that she wants to take with her to her friend's house. Her toothbrush, her stuffed duck, and looks like she's taking a little bit of jewelry and some other things. Her father was chopping carrots, so he didn't listen. Her sister was chasing her brother around the kitchen, and she didn't listen. Her mother was talking on the telephone, and she didn't listen either. So Daisy and Rosa left, and nobody noticed. Here they are. Everybody's doing their own thing, and no one's listening or paying any attention to poor little Daisy. Daisy put her stuffed duck on the extra bed in Rosa's room. She hung her nightgown in the closet. She stuck her pink and green toothbrush in the glass next to Rosa's blue one. "There," said Daisy. "Now I'm here. Let's have a snack," said Rosa. And they're on the bed and they're just kind of playing around and having a little bit of fun. And what do you suppose happened? Let's see. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Let me hear you knock. Rosa stood on a chair and she peeped through the peephole. Can you peep through the peephole? Let me see you peep through the peephole. Well, that's what Rosa did. "They're here," she said. And Rosa opened the door. Here's Rosa peeping through the peephole. Who do you think's outside that door? Well, let's see. Who do you think that is? Well, we'll find out in just a minute. There stood Daisy's whole family. "We looked everywhere for you," said her father. "I already told you," said Daisy. "I'm spending the night at Rosa's house." "You did?" said Daisy's mother. "We came to take you home," said Daisy's know-it-all sister. And here's the family. They were all worried about Daisy because they didn't know where she'd gone because nobody paid any attention. Daisy said, "I'm not going home. I'm spending the night here." "But you'll get homesick," said Daisy's sister. "No, I won't," said Daisy. "Stop shouting," said Daisy's brother. "I have to shout," said Daisy. "Why?" said her mother. "Because I tell you things and nobody ever listens to me." The whole family stared at Daisy. And here they are. For the first time, they're listening to Daisy. Do you ever feel like Daisy sometimes? Feel like nobody listens to you or hears anything you say? Let's see. "I think it's time for us to go home," said Daisy's father, and he gave Daisy a good night hug. "Have fun," said Daisy's mother, and she gave Daisy a good night kiss. Don't forget to brush your tooth," said her know-it-all sister. Can I have her ice cream?" said her brother. "Goodbye, good night, sleep tight," said Daisy, and she shut the door with a bang. "Now we can have our snack," said Rosa. Daisy and Rosa, they ate blueberries because that's what Daisy liked. And they played with their stuffed animals, and they brushed their teeth, and they stayed up late that night. And here they are, just enjoying themselves, just the two of them on their sleepover. In the morning, when Daisy got home, she told her family all about her sleepover, and for the very first time, everybody listened to Daisy. Well, I hope you enjoyed our story this evening, Squashed in the Middle. Everybody wants to be listened to. Parents, when your children are young and they're talking to you, you need to listen to them. And when they get older and you talk to them, they'll listen to you. Thank you for joining me this evening, Storytime with grannMaPat, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. Thank you again.